So, with the spring 2020 anime season around the corner, I'm here to talk about my top 3 shows I'm most excited for, whether it be from me reading the source material or being a fan of previous seasons. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and I hope you enjoy. So during the making of this video, 2 of these anime that I was going to talk about were cucked. Season 2 of ReZero and Season 1 of Tower of God. So if you didn't know, they're being pretty much cancelled or delayed to around summertime, the summer season, because almighty coronavirus kills everything. So coronavirus has killed those 2 anime for the spring season, so now I only have 1 anime to talk about. So yep, cucked about that. So yep, I was going to talk about ReZero and Tower of God as I'm a big fan of ReZero and I've read some of Tower of God, but unlucky about it now to just talk about the other anime. Still, I hope you enjoy. So the anime...
Oh, dab on them!
I'm talking about in today that I'm really hyped for is Gleipnir. Probably butchered the shit out of that name, but whatever. I've read like the first 15 chapters, I want to say, of the manga. Pretty good. So the synopsis of the show is pretty much an ordinary high school kid is in a boring little town, but when a beautiful classmate is caught in a warehouse fire, he discovers a mysterious power. He can transform into a fairy dog with an oversized zipper down his back. He saves the girl's life, sharing his secret with the girl, blah blah blah. As a whole, the story is very edgy, very edgy story. The whole basis of the story is the girl who he saved. He was pretty much, gonna rape her when her body was unconscious. She saw that, and this absolute Chad lad girl just pretty much used his crazy power for her to get revenge as her family got killed, but it tends to lean more of the sci-fi route down that lane. The genres for the anime include action, mystery, supernatural, ecchi, and seinen, so it's gonna be an absolute edge fetch, and it is. The manga is very gory, as from what I've seen. The manga, I'll talk about the manga for a little bit before going into the studio. So the manga started publishing in 2015 and it's been going on since then. Currently it has how many volumes? I believe 11 volumes, I want to say 11 volumes or 6 volumes maybe. I don't know, it doesn't have very much. Between 8 and 11 volumes I believe it has currently. It's not that very popular because on my anime list here it only has 11,000 members, so it's not really that popular. I don't even remember how I found it. I was just like looking at the top charts on some random app I had and found it. As a whole, the story isn't the greatest. It's pretty basic. The villains throughout the story tend to be pretty basic and generic throughout, but the main character is kind of a bitch as well, but there's that. There is ecchi elements throughout. The synopsis for the manga is pretty much the basis of this. What does one consider to be a monster? A horrible blood-sucking vampire, Frankenstein's creation, a secret demon. Other than having great grades and skilled at sports, he isn't what you call normal. This is referring to the main character. He's not normal. He has the ability to turn into this furry dog creature with the girl being able to go inside of him and control him. He's pretty a bitch. The fights are very intense throughout. That's probably the highlight of the whole series is the fights. Hopefully the animation for the fights, based on the trailer, the animation doesn't look too bad. I'll talk about the studio soon, but the art in the manga is pretty good and the fights are very gory and just great. Brute strength, absolute insanity. But the base of the story, there tends to be these aliens who've been giving out coins throughout the world, and these coins is what allows people to transform into these horrific monster type things and then battle each other. Like I said, the story at times doesn't really make sense and the characters don't really act really human. They're a bit extreme and over the top, especially the girl, and the guy is pretty much a big bitch, know about that. So for the anime, the studio that is doing it is known as Pine Jam. Looking at their other works, they haven't really done anything to note of. They've done something called Gamers, Just Because, and nothing else I've even heard of in my life. They've only done 369 anime as a whole, so there you go. They started in, what's the oldest anime they worked on? 2016? Yeah, 2016, so a fairly new studio. So there you go. This one trailer we have doesn't look that bad, so that's pretty cool, I guess. The start date is April 2020, spring as we know. We do not know how long it's going to be. Source material manga, as I mentioned. Ecchi elements, not many members. It has 17,000 members here, so it has more for the anime than actual manga at the point, I believe. What did the manga have? 11,000 members and anime 17,000. See, it's already more popular in the anime than the manga. That's how it is. So the characters as a whole, about average, I'll say, as a whole. Average characters, story, probably a bit above average. Interesting concepts, fights above average, top tier, the highlight of the story. As I mentioned, if you're not into an edge fest, so with gore and absolute craziness happening throughout, it's probably not for you. You may be turned off by the idea of someone being able to turn into a furry dog creature thing, but don't let that pretty much bait you. It's really gory and absolutely crazy at times, and that's just part of the unique design of the story pretty much. As a whole, this anime manga is probably just going to be very new. You probably haven't seen many things like that. It's pretty much just a breath of fresh air. So if you're into gory edgefest anime with ecchi elements, mystery elements, supernatural, and seinen, of course, none of this, you know, shonen weak bitchoid deku stuff, just, you know, check out this anime when it starts airing, or check out the manga before and see if you like it, then decide to watch the anime. And yep, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe. I made a Discord server reaching 1,000 subscribers, so if you're an absolute Chad lad, make sure to join that. And yep, that's it guys, peace.